up, YouTube? This is Draven and you're in Draven's World, and today we're going to be doing college football top 25 week 7. First up, we have number 1 Alabama at number 24 Texas A&M. The spread is 16.5. I'm going to pick Alabama to win and to cover. Texas A&M is going to be a very tough place to play, but I don't think that they're going to keep it close with Alabama. Florida State at number 2, Clemson. Clemson's favored by 27. I'm going to pick Clemson to win, but Clemson does not cover. I think that this is going to be, I'm hoping that Florida State does well. I really like Florida State just as a football fan, as a college football fan. Florida State's just one of probably, if I had to pick 5 college football teams, Florida State would be in that 5. So just as far as, you know, teams that I really enjoyed watching over the years and would root for if you know, if they were in a national title, as long as they weren't playing the Buffs, you know. So I would like Florida State to win a lot of games this year, but I just don't think that they will, and I certainly don't think that they'll be beating Clemson. So I'm picking Clemson. South Carolina at number 3, Georgia. The spread is 24. I'm picking Georgia, and I'm picking Georgia to cover. Georgia's offense has put up a ton of points. They still have a lot of talent on defense. I know South Carolina can be really tough at times, but I do not think that they'll compete with Georgia in this game, and I don't think that they will stay within the 24. So Georgia by 24, by more than 24. Number 7, Florida at number 5, LSU. LSU is favored by 13.5. I'm going to pick LSU, and I'm going to pick LSU not to cover the 13.5. Florida has really surprised me this year. I didn't pick them last week against Auburn. I was wrong. I should have, but I'm going to pick against them again. LSU is unbelievably good. Florida's really good as well, so maybe Florida pulls the upset. But kind of like last week, I see a team going into a tough conference game on the road. Last week, Auburn going into Florida. Now Florida going into LSU. I'm picking LSU and in a tight one, but I think LSU is going to hold on and pull out the win. If Florida playing LSU isn't the game of the week, perhaps this one will be. Number 6, Oklahoma playing number 11, Texas. The spread is 10.5 in favoring Oklahoma. This is always one of the best games when these two teams are good of the season. This year is not going to be any different, so I'm really excited to watch the Red River Shootout. Yeah, it's going to be unbelievable. It's going to be unbelievable. I think Texas wants to make the name for themselves. They want to get themselves in the playoffs, but they won't be able to. Oklahoma's just too strong. Oklahoma's going to roll over Texas, I think. I think it's going to be tight for a while, but I'm picking Oklahoma to cover the 10.5. If Texas does pull the upset and things fall in their way later in the season, maybe they'll have an argument for being one of the top 4 teams, but I doubt it. Even if they win this one, I don't see Texas being able to get into the playoffs. I think LSU was their shot, and they lost that game. So I think they had to win both of them, LSU and Oklahoma, in order to get a shot. And they already lost to LSU. So I don't think that Texas is going to get into the Final Four, even if they win this game. Oklahoma, on the other hand, is going to end up being number 1 or number 2, if, you know, pretty soon, I think, just because the margin of victories are going to be so big. So I'm picking Oklahoma to win. I'm picking Oklahoma to win by more than 10.5. Michigan State at number 8. Wisconsin, the spread is 10.5. Michigan State has looked pretty good, but not great. Wisconsin's looked really good. Everyone can see how good their run game is. And they don't really hide what they're going to do. Wisconsin has a really good offense, really good run game, and, you know, a really good defense. So I don't expect anyone else to beat Wisconsin in the the Big Ten outside of Ohio State. I think Wisconsin's the second best team. I'm sure Penn State fans will have something to say about that, but we'll see. But for now, Wisconsin wins, and Wisconsin wins big. I think they're going to cover the 10.5. USC at number 9, Notre Dame. The spread is 11. I'm picking Notre Dame to win, and I'm picking Notre Dame to cover. Most of the time, most years in this game, I pick USC, but Notre Dame really surprised me with that Georgia loss. Even though they lost the game, I was really impressed with how well they played, and they have been spectacular in every other game that they played. So I don't think that USC is going to stop Notre Dame, not this weekend. Maybe next year, but not this weekend. So USC loses to Notre Dame, and I think they lose big. Number 10, Penn State at number 17, Iowa. The spread is 4. Penn State's favored by 4. I'm picking Penn State to win, and I'm picking Penn State to cover that. It's going to be a really tough matchup. I know Iowa's really good, really tough. I think this is a really big test for Penn State. So maybe I would get some. It's a really tough pick, but I'm picking Penn State to win this one, and I'm picking Penn State to cover. Colorado at number 13, Oregon. The spread is 20.5. If you've watched my previous videos, whenever I talk about Colorado, there's one thing that I won't do, and I won't pick against Colorado. I just can't do it. I'll try to be fair in every other game except when it comes to the Buffs. I just can't bring myself to pick against them. Oregon has a much better team. They should win this, and they're at home. For Colorado to win this, and they're going to have to, put up their the best game they've played in the last 3 or 4 seasons in order to beat Oregon on the road. But I'm going to pick Colorado to figure out a way to do it. So I'm picking Colorado to win this game by 3 points, if that. I don't care what the score is, as long as Colorado can pull out a win. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I'm just hoping here. So Oregon should win this game, but I'm not picking them. I'm picking Colorado, and I always will. So just the way it is. I'm sure someone doesn't like it, but too bad. So I'm picking Colorado to beat Oregon, and they'll figure out a way. Hawaii at number 14, Boise State. The spread is 12.5. I'm picking Boise State to win, and I'm picking Boise State to cover. Boise State looks really good on offense. They put up a lot of points, and then some weeks I think they don't play like a top 25 team to me. But I don't see Hawaii stopping them. I don't know if Boise State's a legit 14, but they've gotten their ranking. They are really, really good, and Hawaii's not going to stop them. So Boise State's going to win. Boise State's going to roll, and they're going to cover. Number 15, Utah at Oregon State. The spread is 13.5. I'm picking Utah to win. I'm picking Utah to cover. Oregon State has their moments at times, but I don't think they're going to pull off the upset against Utah. Utah is still really good, even though they lost, that game to USC. They're still a really good team, really talented. Maybe the best talent in the Pac-12 South. Maybe not. We'll see. Once the season shakes out. But I don't see, Oregon State putting a stop into Utah. So Utah wins, and Utah wins big. Number 16, Michigan at Illinois. The spread is 21.5. Michigan's offense has struggled. I know their offensive coordinator's under a lot of heat for not being able to generate offense, not being able to generate points. Michigan still has a lot of talent, and Harbaugh's still the coach. And I know I've said this before, but Harbaugh is one of my favorite coaches in college football. His brother is one of my favorite coaches in professional football. I think they're great minds for football, great coaches. I think Harbaugh figures it out, and Michigan wins this one pretty easily, and Michigan wins it big. So I'm going to pick Michigan to win and to cover. I think they somehow this offense is going to come together and it's going to start to click. It's too late for Michigan, I think, to win the Big Ten. I just don't think and they're going to have a team that's going to beat Ohio State. So, but that's down the road. So, but for now, Michigan wins. Michigan wins big. Washington State at number 18, Arizona. The spread is even. Today's Tuesday, so that line can move. But I'm making this video on Tuesday, so as of Tuesday, this spread's even. I'm going to pick Arizona State to win. Arizona State's at home. I got to watch them play against the Buffs, and they do have still a really good team. I know Washington State's team's really good. I think they might have fired their defensive coordinator. I'm not sure, but their defense has been giving up tons of points. But I don't think that's going to save them this week. So I'm picking Arizona State to win. And I think it'll be close. I think the score will be pretty high, but Arizona State wins. Louisville at number 19, Wake Forest. The spread is 6.5. I have not gotten to watch Wake Forest play. I was actually shocked how well they've been doing. So I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to pick Wake Forest to win and to cover. You know, in their rank, so they must have a good reason for it. So Wake Forest wins, and I can't wait to kind of peek in on this game and be able to watch Wake Forest for the first time. So yeah, we'll see. So Wake Forest wins this one, and they win it easy. Number 20, Virginia going to Miami. The spread is Miami by 1.5. I'm going to pick Virginia to win this one. Miami still has a lot of talent. I know it's going to be really hard, especially since they're at home. But the little bit that I did get to see of Virginia, I thought they're really good, definitely worthy of being a top 25 team. So I'm picking Virginia to beat Miami. And I think they're going to win this one by 3. So calling the upset on this one. Virginia goes into Miami, and they pull off the upset, and they win it by 3. So Virginia over Miami. Texas Tech at number 22, Baylor. Baylor's favored by 11. I'm going to pick Baylor to win this one. I'm going to pick Baylor to cover. Baylor's still undefeated. They look really good. I don't know if they're going to push Texas or Oklahoma, but for now, I think they beat Texas Tech pretty easily, and we'll see kind of later on down the season how good Baylor really is. But for now, I don't see Texas Tech challenging Baylor, so I'm picking Baylor to win and Baylor to cover. Number 23, Memphis at Temple. The spread is Memphis by 6. I've never watched either one of these teams play, so I'm going to pick Memphis, and they've had a little bit of talent that's come out into the NFL over the last couple years, and so we'll see. We'll see if their coach has kind of been able to turn that into some more good players for them. Temple, I haven't seen play, but I don't think that they're going to win, so I'm picking Memphis to win, Memphis to cover. Number 25, Cincinnati at Houston. The spread is Cincinnati by 7.5. I've been wrong on Cincinnati a number of times this year. They have really surprised me and shown me that they're worth the top 25 pick ranking that they have. So I'm picking Cincinnati to win, and I'm going to pick Cincinnati to cover the 7.5. Thanks YouTube for watching this video. We'll see how I do. Have a good weekend. Have a safe weekend. Hope you enjoy your college football Saturday. And for me, the Buffs will be playing on Friday night, so I'm going to tune in and watch them play the Oregon Ducks. And like I said, I can't pick against the Buffs. I know Oregon has a great team, and Oregon should win this one. But I'm picking the Buffs to go in there on Friday night and find a way to beat this juggernaut, the Oregon Ducks. So go Buffs. I hope you are able to watch your favorite team this weekend, and we'll see you next time. But for now, Draven's World out.